So now let's talk about your goals. How many of you have written goals? Written goals, yeah, not just in your mind, but you actually put it on paper. So you've thought energy that goes into it. So raise your hand for me if you have this and keep it up. Okay, so the number one rule here is to create any goal, you gotta know what you want. If you don't know what you want, how are you gonna get it? So that's the first thing you have to understand in getting any goal is you have to know what it is that you want, okay? So by the end of this, you all better know what you want by the time you leave here, okay? Okay, so I want to start with why I decided we want to do a transformation journey. How many people do you know that set a goal but do not achieve a goal? 95% of people that set goals never achieve them. Why? There's several reasons why. We're going to get into that. So here's my story. You see me here looking really great, right? I used to compete in figure. So I'd go on stage in my bathing suit, I'd pose, I used to work out all the time in my early 20s. Several years of doing that, I got really unhealthy. I started losing my hair. I couldn't sleep at night. I became really constipated, it'd be a week and a half before I go to the bathroom. I had adrenal fatigue, I ended up getting mercury poisoning, to the point where my doctor went to him and said, hey, I got so many issues going on, what's going on in my body? They do some testing. And he says, if you don't stop what you're doing right now, you will kill yourself. And at that moment, I was like, oh my gosh, like I look good, right? But I was not healthy. I completely stressed my body out. And so I took his advice. I stopped doing what I was doing. And then guess what happened? I ballooned up. I became clinically obese, almost 190 pounds. So bring on stage 111, 112 pounds to now 190. Imagine what that does to your self-image. You know, imagine all those people saying, wow, you look so great. And then they look at you again, they're like, they're thinking I'm somebody else. You know, they're like, are you pregnant? Like, what's going on in your life? And so I got really depressed. And I spent 8 years in a really uncomfortable body. And all of those 8 years, I had no female cycle. The doctors kept saying, you know, the reason you're not having a cycle is because you're so lean. So I was like, well, obviously this is the problem now because I'm not lean anymore. And so I had all these hormonal issues. So I was put on lots of different medications. They said I had polycystic ovarian syndrome at one time, where I'm making too much testosterone. And then they thought maybe I had a pituitary gland tumor in my brain that stopped the secretion of hormones. So I was just lost in my own body. At 28 years old is when I found the hydrogen water. And that was through a company called Canyon Water at the time. That was alkaline water. We didn't know it was not the alkaline, it was the hydrogen that was creating the benefit. Started drinking that, and it was like a light bulb went off in my brain. I was like, holy cow, this like light, I was like, is this the same world I've been living in? You know, when you can see clear, your mind sharp. And I was like, something's in that water. And so that was really what changed everything for me. And so because of my journey and learning so much, I wanted to teach you about your hormones. So we have a whole transformation. So those of you that are women that are here and online, we're going to do a whole transformation starting February 1st, where we're going to be prizes, contests. We're going to be going through a whole journey of how to get whatever physique that you want and not stress your body out in the process, not doing the yo-yo diets like I used to do, gain a bunch, lose a bunch. I mean, how many of you have done that? Yes, so we'll talk more about that at the end, but that's really what inspired me this month, is I wanted to talk about our goals and our mindset and how powerful our mind is. Because if you think something's wrong with you, what do you start focusing on? What's wrong with me? And then what happens? You get online, oh my gosh, I have cancer, pretty soon, oh my gosh, my body's anxiety, fear, doubt, stress. Now I'm going to all these doctor's appointments. It's my own self that made me sick. So it all starts with our mind. And now that I'm thinking of this, we're gonna need the whiteboard in back so I can draw. Okay, so goals are a must for success. So here it is. 5 out of 100 people, 5 out of 100 actually make their goals. And here's the reason why. Number one, they're lacking a clearly defined goal. You don't know specifically what it is. So if your goal is to make more income this year, raise your hand. Okay, so how much do you want to make? That's a specific goal. So if you don't want to make more income, okay, great, but that's not a specific goal. And you don't want to say 10,000, 20,000 a month. You want to say and more, because you're opening your mind up. If you say, oh, I'm going to make 10,000 a month, you're closing it down because you're putting a cap. So you want to open it up. Okay, so if you could take any goal, like any goal, $1 billion a month, whatever it is, any goal, what is that goal? Okay, not having the belief or faith that they can get the goal. You don't actually believe it. You know, when you're sitting there thinking, yeah, I want to make 20,000 a month. I want to make, whatever it is, but you don't actually believe it. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, it's not their goal. It's your mom. Your mom's like, hey, you need to lose some weight. You're like, yeah, right. Okay. It's not your goal. That's not yours. They lack the desire or the will. The will is your focus. You're not focused because of outside distractions and you can't get to that goal because you can't keep the image in your mind. And it's not that motivating. Let's face it, if you've already done it one time, there's no motivation in that. You gotta go for something that's really large. It kind of almost scares you just a little bit. You're like, I don't know if I can really do that. But it's gotta get you out of bed in the morning. It's gotta inspire you. It's gotta change your vibrational energy. Okay, and then they let the fear and the doubt into their mind. And we'll talk about that in just a minute and what that does to your body. Okay, so you have unlimited potential. How many of you know that? Okay, but why do we suppress it? Why don't we let it out? Because we don't know. Here's a gal. She was able to lift a burning truck off of her dad with her own strength. That's how powerful you are. So literally, like, we have the strength within us right now. If that truck was burning and someone was pinned inside of it or underneath of it, we can lift it. That's how much power we have. And more. So we have to allow ourselves to dream. I remember when I was young, I was always getting in trouble for daydreaming. How many of you used to daydream? Or maybe still do? You have a thought, the image, and you're getting emotionally involved, and then you're like, oh, this is great. You're living this other life. You're like, hey, I'm not even present. Well, I was in special ed. Not many people know that, but I was in special ed at ninth grade. I became a special ed student. And yeah, I had a hard time learning because I didn't want to be at school. I was always thinking about something else that I wanted to do. It's a really hard time through my career, but I never went to college. So literally, like, when people say, oh, I can't earn money because I didn't go to college, or I can't earn money because whatever, it's like, okay, I was in special ed. And if I can do these things, like, you don't need school. School teaches you information. Does school teach you how to learn? How do you learn? By doing. So you get the information. That's awesome. You get out of school, you get out of college, but you've not learned it. Learning is doing. So if you want to learn something like I'm doing right now, I've actually learned this because I've done it. So you got to have the knowledge and you got to learn it by doing it. That is how you learn. So when I went through school, they taught us knowledge, but they didn't teach us how to learn. Okay. So at 14 years old, I started my first business. My parents were entrepreneurs and I had a passion for animals. So I started a horse riding business. So when I was 14, 15, 16, I was making more money than most of the teachers. I was $20, $40 an hour horse lessons. So when I was in school, I was like, this is wasting my time. Don't you understand? I could be out riding horses, making money, helping people. And so I got really passionate about helping animals and helping people. And then it led into my journey of the horse riding accident that I had. I broke my tibia, my fibia, compressed all my joints. I did make it to the Junior Olympics in horse riding, won the bronze medal. And because of my incident, I ended up retiring from that, got into bodybuilding, and then I was in there for a while, and then I worked at my parents' garden center. And so now we are fast forwarded to here. So you got to dream. That's the moral of the story. You gotta allow yourself to dream. So if you think about your goal, what you want, sit down in a quiet, relaxed body. No distractions. Close your eyes and start to visualize what you want. So if it's your health goal that you want, you're gonna picture your body perfect, exactly how you want it. You might even be going through your mind and you're going shopping at your favorite store, picking out the clothes, feeling how it feels when your body's exactly what you want. You're getting yourself emotionally involved in that. And when you do that, those feelings that you're getting, that's changing your vibrational energy. That's what that's doing. So when you do that and you think about your goal, are you going to be happy or sad?
Happy.
Happy. And then what does happy does? When you think a happy thought, it gives you happy emotions, happy chemicals. So now those chemicals you're creating are wonderful chemicals, and everyone's like radiating against you. Like, wow, what, Amanda, geez, I want to be around you, make you feel so good because you're happy all the time. So you have those hormones, and those hormones also reduce inflammation and pain. So that's why you have your goal, and part of your homework is to write out your goal in your journal. So all of you are going to get a journal. And if you really, really want this, I'm telling you, if you really want your goal, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm living in the perfect body of my dreams. I wake up every day, I put on a size 2 pant or whatever your goal is. I don't even have to exercise because my body's just perfect without exercise. Whatever your goal, write it out. And now you're emotionally getting involved, which changes the vibration. And there's a law of attraction. You know what that is? It's actually the law of vibration, law of attraction. You can only attract what you're in harmony with. So everything operates on a frequency. We are frequencies. Our cell phones, frequency, everything. So if your goal is a frequency, and your thoughts are a frequency, and your body's on a frequency, if you're always thinking about your goal, what do you think is going to happen if that's all you're thinking about all the time? It's going to raise your frequency, and you're going to run right into your goal. But the moment you let other thoughts in, it takes your distraction, you're going back down the way you don't want to go. So when you're writing it out every day, it's bringing those emotions, it's bringing those chemicals. Now you're thinking about it. You're eating breakfast. You're like, good cereal. I can't wait to drive my Ferrari today, or whatever it is that you're, dreaming about. Okay, so then you're in your mind, you're already thinking about where you're going to go on your first trip now that you're making $20,000 a month and you can go anywhere. You're sitting in first class, you're visualizing your mind, you're walking around, you're already there in your mind. You're just waiting for the experience to happen. So we have a future memory and we have a past memory. So we have two different memories. Everybody understand that? So we create the future or we live from the past. Which one would you like?
Create the future.
Yes, and we have 90,000 thoughts every day. And if your thoughts become your reality and you're thinking from the past, what is your future going to bring? Same. Exactly the same. You can literally take your past and put it right in your future, and that's where you're going. Unless you know this information, then you can write out your life, your future memory, and act as if it's already here. Put your body in the vibration, get your body ready, and the experience is going to show up. It's a law. It has to happen. Anything you see in your mind, you can do it. The more you focus on it, the more energy you put into it. And the more will you have, and the faster it shows up in your life. Okay, so then the fear and doubt comes in, and that this is off track, but we'll keep going here. Okay, so I have a dream. Remember, it was only a dream that freed men from slavery and children and women. It was only a dream to send a man to the moon. That's it. It was a thought. Just a thought, and now they're on the moon. You have to adopt a no limit mindset. There's no limit. You are unlimited. So how many of you have limited thoughts? I hear it all the time. Oh, I can't buy that because it's expensive. Okay, well, the moment you say I can't, what is that telling your mind and your body? You can't. Don't even look for an opportunity. You can't do it. Okay, I can't do it. So instead, you have to be aware of your unconscious thoughts. So the moment you say I can't, you need to say, oh, no, I can do anything I want if I want it. And now your mind is connected to information. And you're going to start to get a download. It's going to start to say, Callie, you can do it. And this is how you're going to do it. That's your intuition speaking to you. It's going to tell you how to get to the image in your mind. And we'll go through these. They're called intellectual faculties you're born with. Okay, so there are no limits. Unfortunately, most people have self-imposed barriers which stop your success, but they're only obstacles that are within your mind. I'm not good enough. How many people have heard that in their mind before? They'll sneaks up on you or smash that thought. That's someone else's thought. I'm not fast enough. I'm not smart enough. Those little monkeys on your back, they're judging your abilities and potential. But really, you can have anything that you want. I mean, look around us. The clothes you're wearing, the cars you're driving, the house you're living in, the people you're around, everything you have is because you wanted it. So you got to get yourself to want it. Whatever it is, it has to be really, really, really something you want. So whatever your goal is, you have to want it. Okay? Desire. So desire, you must want something to change. So desire is the unexpressed possibility of an idea wishing to be expressed in actions. So if you really, really, really want something, it's going to put your body in a vibration. It's going to make you have more energy. You're going to go start doing these things. And pretty soon, that's your desire. So you're going to have a burning desire for this want you have in your mind. You got to expect and believe. No one is ready for their goal until they believe they can acquire it. So you're not ready for your goal until you think you can actually do it. You got to believe. The state of mind, this must believe, not mere hope or wish. Open-mindedness is essential for belief. So that's what we talked about, having the open mind, not closed mind. And I work with my students too. If I ever hear them saying, I can't do this, or that's going to be hard, guess how it's going to be? If you say it's going to be hard, how it's going to be? Hard. If it's going to be simple, it's going to be easy. Guess how it's going to be? These are all how we talk to ourselves, auto-suggestion. Okay? Expectation is a mindset and an attitude. So the mind is a magnet, and it attracts what it is in harmony with. So the mind is a magnet, and it attracts what is in harmonious vibration with. Thank you. Okay. So here's some traits of successful people. So this, if you want to be successful, guess what you have to do? You have to act as if you are the person before you are the person. You're an actor in your own movie. So when you're designing your image in your mind of the want that you have, the desire, you got to act as if you're that person in your life every day, because you know it's going to happen. So if your goal is to be an affiliate with us and be going around the world and traveling and helping people and making money on your laptop, you got to imagine it's already here. In the morning, you're going to wake up and be like, okay, now that I have this in my life, what am I doing today? And then these thoughts are going to come. That sets up your body for the day, and pretty soon you're living in your reality. And when you get to your reality, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm here. I'll tell you a quick story. Bob Proctor was one of my coaches. How many know who Bob Proctor is? Very famous gentleman. He's a legend, and he passed away about a year ago, actually. And I was in one of his mastermind groups, and he's going around the room. He's like, all right, if you can have anything, what do you want? And so people are having income goals. We were discussing that. And I said $10 million a month. I was like, that's a really big goal, right? For most people. Okay, so here I am, $10 million a month, that's my goal. I'm like, if you can have anything, why not, right? I'll shoot for the stars. So the guy next to me, he's like, well, I'm gonna be a billionaire. I was like, oh, okay, my goal looks small. So nothing's big and nothing's small until you compare it to something else. That's a law of relativity. So your goal is not small and it's not big, it's just how are you comparing it? Okay, so going around the room and he's billion, I'm 10 million, I'm like, okay. And so I started making some goals. After that, I was like, okay, well, this is pretty real. Like these people are in here, they're high income achievers. Like if I can have anything, I'm gonna write these things down. So at the time I was living in a condo by the river. You know, I'm a single gal, I got 2 kids. I pretty much made myself who I am. I'm not bragging by any means, but I'm like, hey, if I could do this, what else could I do? So I started thinking about, what do I want? I want that house over on the river. It's like, 4 times the amount of money I've already paid, and I want that. And so within 3 months, 4 months later, I'm in the house. I'm like, holy cow, I didn't think that was gonna happen. I mean, I really didn't think it was gonna happen. And I was like, okay, I want a storefront and I want people in there. I want to be talking about stress and how to get their bodies out of stress. And now we're here. Now we're here. And so now our goal is to make 100 stores. And my goal is also to have all of you be very, very successful in what you do. And so if that's the intention and that's what we're doing, everything we're doing is going to align right with that. And the right people show up at the right time because that's the law of attraction. So every single person's here on purpose. So it doesn't matter, if we didn't get the huge turnout, if we got a whole bunch of people, it's just who showed up. It's meant to be. So anyways, that's my story. Like, okay, when you work with Bob and you see all these other people doing it, it gives you belief about your own goal that you can do it. Okay, so those are some traits. They expect it. Confidence, that's another thing. So if you want to be confident, you got to be standing tall. You got to be smiling when you walk in the room. You got to be looking around. You want to talk with authority. Okay, so those are all traits of confidence. You can feel it as you enter the room. They may be short, tall, heavy set, or a combination, but they have this attitude that's a winning attitude. Set a goal, I'm going to get it. Okay. There's a trait of successful people. All successful people take action. They see an opportunity, they take action, and they don't look back. Unsuccessful people, what do? Yes, they see an opportunity. Oh, that looks like a really good affiliate program. I could help a lot of people. And they think about it, and I'll do it someday, when I have the money. Yeah, I finally found the money. I'm going to do it. And then unsuccessful people do it, and then they take it back. And now they're right back in the same spot. So you can spot this. And once you're aware of it, if you're doing it yourself, you can say, hey, do I want to be successful or unsuccessful? Because that's something that unsuccessful people do. So all successful people spot an opportunity, they take action, and they go for it. They don't go back. Okay? So you got to use your imagination. All the greatest achievers in the past have been visionary figures. They built grand images in their mind and they see it. So my affirmations in the morning, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a billionaire and my dreams become my reality. So that's what I tell myself every day, all the time. And remember, your thoughts are frequency. And so you're going to get information coming to you. That's God speaking to you. A lot of people say, right? Oh, okay, what am I going to do to get image in my mind? Keep focusing on it. You're going to get the thought. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. You got to listen to it. It's your intuition. Okay, Walt Disney. There we are, turning dreams into reality. That's right. I took that from. Okay, without the image, no goal would be complete. So imagine the beautiful picture in your mind of the dream. Okay. If it's your health, picture the beautiful image of your health. And every day that you're now healthy, what are you doing with your life? Okay. The law of attraction and vibration. Talked about this a little bit. Cell phone, microwave, everything is on a vibration. Everything's on a frequency. Okay. Even when you're dead, you're still vibrating. You turn into sand, but everything vibrates and everything operates in frequency. Okay. Thoughts become things. So for the next week or so, I want you all to write down your thoughts. You got to be aware of your thoughts. So we're going to talk a little bit about your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, and how you got programmed. But if you're not aware of these limited beliefs, of all this negative patterns, then you can't change it. So if you literally have the goal and you're excited about the goal and there's a thought that comes to you that's not good, write it down. Now you're aware that you're doing that. You're on a program. You're like a computer. And so you're constantly having these thoughts every day that your body's used to having. So to change that means you have to change your whole self. You have to become a whole new person. To create different thoughts, to create different feelings, to create different vibrations, so you do different things in the future. We're going to get to that in a little bit. Okay, so 90% of your thoughts you have today are the same thoughts you're going to have tomorrow. So we really have to pay attention to those thoughts. And sometimes we're around people. How many of you are around people in your life that give you negative thoughts? Yes. And so what does that do? Brings your vibration down. Okay, you get greatest day in your life. And then all of a sudden someone says, you're ugly. What is that doing? Boom. You know, and so you always want to leave the power of impress. Wherever you go, Bob taught me this, you want to make people feel good. Because if you can make people feel good, guess what they're going to do more around you? They don't want to be more around you. So if we want to attract more people into the business, whatever you're doing in your business, give them a compliment. Let them know how special they are. You know, pay attention to people when they're with you. Make them feel good. It's going to create those chemicals in their body, and they're going to say, I got to go back there. It makes me feel so good. Okay. So what's your paradigm? Do I have this? I'm going to bring this in. Oh,
It's permanent.
Marker.
I couldn't find another one where Horatius left it.
No. Okay,
So
I hope I
you're
don't
gonna make
mess
it count.
Okay. We're gonna have to get a new one, or we're just gonna have to leave this one. Can you see that on the screen there?
Yeah, let me go in a little more.
Okay, so your paradigm is a set of habits and beliefs that got you to where you're at today. So think about yourself when you were a little infant, cute as you were, smiling like a little baby. When you're young, you have no conscious mind. You're only in a subconscious state. And that changes when you're about 6 and 7 years old. Okay. So here is your head. Okay. I only have one opportunity to do this right because I can't erase it.
We believe in you.
Okay, thank you so much. I believe in me too. Okay, so here I'm drawing a line. So this is your subconscious. Here's your conscious. Okay, so your conscious mind is plugged into your environment. Smell, see, taste, touch here. Okay, you're plugged in here. Your subconscious is your body. And whatever happens here is what sets your body up into a vibration. So let me explain. Mom says, honey, you're never going to make it in life. You just don't know how to do business. You don't know how to make money. You have the ability to choose. It's your best thing you have is the ability to choose. So you can say, I believe my mom. Then what happens? Goes into subconscious mind. Whatever gets planted in your subconscious mind puts your body into the vibration. It's like a seed. And then the more you water it, the more you put your thought energy into it, the faster it grows. Or we have the ability to say, no, I don't believe Mom. I'm gonna believe what I want. And guess what then happens? Boom, that thought goes right into your subconscious mind, puts your body in vibration, you start believing that thought. So you have the ability to choose. But when you're young, you don't have that ability because you have no conscious or no conscious mind. So anything around you goes right in. So if you're around people in your past, family members, brothers, sisters, they're mean to you. You know, we have the traumatic injuries that happen. We have the thoughts of negative people around us. Guess what goes in? That's now in your program. And every day for the rest of your life, that's there. It's your program. And so we have to be aware of what our program is because it's always going to be there. It's going to try to stop you from your greatness. And that program is hardwired in your body. It is in there so deep. And so you really have to override the program. And in order to do that, you're going to have to step into the unknown. And when you step in the unknown, what happens? Fear and doubt. Why? Why do we get fear and doubt? We get fear and doubt because our body gets uncomfortable. Our body and our mind are two different things. We are spiritual beings living in a human body. Okay, we're two different things. And so when we start to have this goal of going over here, our body's the unconscious mind is unsafe. It's getting fearful. It's trying to keep you safe. It's saying, I don't think you should do that. That's your mom. Dad says, honey, you gotta stay safe, be safe or sorry. And then you're like, I have the ability to choose. Do I want that thought or do I not? And you choose the fear. And when you choose the fear, you can only attract what you're in harmony with. The image in your mind automatically changes and you get exactly what you did not want to get. Crazy, isn't it? No one teaches this in school. I got really passionate about this because my children, as I see them growing up, there's a mom, there's a dad. And if they're not in the same household, one parent's teaching one thing, the other parent's teaching one thing, and I'm seeing it in front of my eyes. They're becoming the person they're around. Anyone know anyone like that? Yeah, exactly. So then you're like, oh my gosh, I have to change this. We gotta be positive all the time to have a great perception in our life and not let negative things in and don't have limiting beliefs because it's all getting set by the time you're 6 years old. That's where it starts. So now you have a conscious mind that's plugged into all your senses, and we have a subconscious mind. And nothing can get through here now unless you allow it to get there. So you literally have to rewrite your program, start telling yourself a whole different set of habits, beliefs to reprogram your whole entire being. And you can do it. You absolutely can. Okay. That was probably one of the most valuable things I ever learned from Bob, by the way. I just really like that. Okay, here we are. So how do we can program? We talked about that. So journaling every day. So this is our homework we're going through together. We already talked about it, but this is also creating cells of recognition. So when you write, you're creating a memory in your DNA, your cells recognition. So your body is getting prepped for the experience. So something magical happens. So I said, write your goal down. Because if you write it down, you're creating a cells of recognition, your future memory. And then what you can do is you can write it on a piece of paper and put it in your pocket. Bob taught me how to do this. You're walking around every day in your life and you touch your pocket, it sparks the image in your mind of your goal. And now you're thinking about it. Now you put your body in vibration, all of a sudden your energy went up. You didn't even know why. Because you get excited. Okay? You're gonna also I am statements. I am is the most powerful statement you tell yourself. We tell ourselves things. And when I was in Dr. Joe Dispenza, does anyone follow him? Mm-hmm. He was telling us a story. I went to 3 of his 8-day retreats on mindset. And he was telling us a story of this gentleman who died after 3 months. The doctor told him he had stage 4 cancer, he was going to die. He died from thought alone. He believed the doctor that said, hey, you got 3 months to live, you have stage 4 cancer. And he set his body up into vibration. He attracted everything in his power to get to the end of 3 months. So we can't let that happen, right? So when he passed away, guess what? He didn't have any cancer. He had no cancer. He died from thought alone. So that's how powerful your mind is. So every day, wake up and be grateful. Say 10 things you're grateful for. And when you're grateful, that's the highest frequency of energy. So if you run every day in your body, you're like, I'm so grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful to be helping people. I'm so grateful for a house I'm to live in. I'm so grateful for whatever you're grateful for. 10 things, the people in your reality, even the people that may not be good to you, be grateful for them. Be grateful. Now your body's in this energy. And when you're in that energy, the things like diseases, COVID, immune system issues, they don't vibrate at that level. So when we were at Dr. Joe's, there was 1,000 people in the room. It was right during COVID. Nobody had COVID. And I went to 3 of his 8-day retreats because we're in there meditating all day, thinking about the goals, and it just your body, the frequency is so high.
Yeah.
And they actually did some studies. They took blood cells, they put SARS in there, and the people that meditate all the time wouldn't even touch them. Other people, right away. So you got to keep your energy up, keeps your immune system strong. We're like a charged battery. And that's why I love the vibration machines we have here, because you can come on there, you can be in a not a good environment, your body, raise you right back up to that frequency. Okay, so then we have the fear. So fear stops more like anything else. If you don't overcome your fear, you're as far as you're gonna go. So think of a number of people you know are in a job they don't like, they don't quit. They're in a relationship they don't like, they stay in it. Why is that? They don't know they can have anything they want. They become comfortable. Even if their husband or wife beats them, even if they go to the job and all day long the boss is mean to them, they're still there because they're afraid of the fear because they don't know that they can have anything they want. So they stay there. So when you overcome your fear, it opens up so much opportunity. Okay, so what helps us overcome the fear? Knowing what is causing the fear. So once you know what's causing the fear, you can eliminate it because fear is only in your mind. We have faith and we have fear. Can you see behind the faith? Can you see behind the fear? No, but you can choose which one you want to believe in, and you can't see behind either of them. So choose the faith. And you got to be strong because here's what's going to happen. You choose the faith. You're excited about what it is you want. And then there's like a tunnel and you've got to be having tunnel vision because if you don't, the negative stuff's going to come in. It's going to sidetrack you. You're going to get excuses. I can't do this because of this. Okay. And then you're like, oh yeah, you're right. I can't do that. And there you go. You're all back in your fast. You got to be aware of yourself and your thoughts and what you're telling yourself. You can't let these little escape hatches get in your way. You are the director of your life. So what do you really want? In order to get what you want, you need to control your thought energy. So we have energy that flows to and through us. So we have thought energy, and it's the most potent energy. So I always do this experiment just to kind of test it. You should do it too. Stand in line at the grocery store, or go to the gym, or even be in here. Be on the back chair here. Someone's over here. Stare at that person. The only image that you have in your mind is them. And they're going to pick it up. Their intuition is going to say, hey, someone's staring at you. You're going to turn around. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh. That's when you can be here right now. And you're thinking about your mom. And all of a sudden, your mom texts you. Her intuition is picking that up. We're all connected. So the thought energy, if you focus on it, it's like a laser beam. The more you focus on it, the more you bring power and energy into something. And people will pick it up in a feeling. That's the intuition. Okay. So test it. It's kind of fun. Okay. With understanding, you can eliminate the fear. So it's the indecision. It's the doubt that causes the fear. Not making a decision. And making no decision is still making a decision. Okay. And then we all have the ability to choose. But why do some of us choose the fear? Because they're programmed to. When they're around young, their family was, hey, be careful. Don't do anything you shouldn't be able to do because you might get hurt, or, it's a wild environment out there. There's lots of crazy people. Don't do anything, and that fear is programmed in you. So every thought you have, you have fear behind it. So you got to be aware of that again. So we're programmed. The negative side, perception. Be careful. Have you ever heard there's a negative and positive in everything? Yeah. It's just your perception. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. So we have our imagination. We have our intuition. So our intuition is God speaking to us. You ask, there's always an answer. It's like Google. Oh, here's the answer. So sit down, a quiet, relaxed body. Ask yourself a question. You're going to get an answer. And your intuition is usually the first one to the scene. It's usually there. It's the first thought you get is usually your intuition. And your intuition is never wrong. It'll never lead you wrong. So listen to that little voice in your head, as long as I'm figured out, because that's probably the second thought. Okay? And then you have your will. That's your focus. So your will is the ability to keep the image in the mind. No matter what's happening outside your environment, the will keeps the image in the mind. So you got to develop a strong will. And it's like a muscle. It's like a mental muscle. So if you want to develop better will, take a candle or take a Sharpie and draw a little dot on the wall or a candle, sit across from it and stare at the candle. Like you become one with it. You're literally staring at the candle and you're going to notice your mind will start to wander. Don't get upset at it. Just keep staring at the flame. Get more and more into it. And the longer you can do that, the more you can keep your focus and you're going to develop that mental muscle. Okay. Then you have your reasoning factor, your ability to think. So we have 6 intellectual faculties. Do you think the fly has the ability to think? The fly think? Have you ever watched the fly? Okay, so here's your imagination. You have a screen door. The screen door is closed, and right on the other side, it's open. Okay, there's one side here, and then there's another side. So the fly kills himself because he keeps running into the screen door. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm trying to get through. I'm trying to get through. I'm trying to get through." And he dies. Oh my gosh, the fly's dead. He didn't think, "Oh, we're right there to go out the door. It's fine." They don't have the ability to think. So you have that ability to think. Then we have our memory. So I believe there's no bad memory. It's just people don't know how to use their memory. Your memory works on ridiculous association. So really something funny and you attach something to it. That's how it works. And it also works on repetition. Doing something over and over and over again. If you want to remember something, write it down, talk about it, get in front of a video. Pretty soon, you have remembered it. And then if I want to remember Callie's name, I think of Callie and I think of something funny attached to it. And something, I don't know, I'll think of it. So that's your memory works. And then you have your perception. So that's how you view the world. So if you're viewing the world in a negative state, guess what you are going to be seeing everywhere? Negative. So change your perception and everything changes. So if something's really, really, really bad, there's got to be something really, really, really good about it. It's just how you're choosing to view it. Okay. And that'll also help you get past these things in the past you thought were really damaging to you. It's positive, at least it happened now before waiting to the future for it to happen, so just tell yourself a different story. What happens to a person who sets the goal and they fail? So now I'm going to take you down someone that tries to set a goal and then they end up failing their goal and what happens to their whole body in the process. Okay, so here it goes. We have the power that's flowing to and through us. It's our conscious mind's thought energy. So we take this energy and we put it into the thought. Okay, so we're thinking about your goal. When we don't see the resources of how we're going to get it, we instantly start to fear and doubt. Okay, so I want that house. I want that car. I want that vacation I've been dreaming about because I need to do something different. The moment you have it there, you start to doubt. Okay, now we make the wrong decisions. We make no decisions. We worry and we become fearful. I mean, it could be a family situation you're going through. You're worried about your children. And then you start thinking that thought. And pretty soon that thought sweeps another thought. And fear and doubt steps in. And then you're attracting everything to reality to get what you don't want. So here we go. The choice is yours. Fear or faith. The greatest power is the power of choice. Once you choose fear, you're instantly creating a negative picture in your mind of what you don't want. You look at your current results. You don't see the resource to get it. You look at a bank account and you don't have the money to get what you want. Now here comes anxiety. How many people know what anxiety is? Anxiety is fear and doubt. They have all these people on all these medications, and all anxiety is fear and doubt. So you take the fear and doubt. Subconscious mind cannot choose. Once you accept you cannot make the goal, the picture gets planted in your subconscious mind that creates the fear. Fear is an emotion that's caused by impressing negative energy upon the emotional subconscious mind. Now, whatever is impressed must be expressed in actions. That's anxiety. Now your body's always, oh, I don't know what's going to happen to me. Okay, now anxiety is going to turn into depression. Depression turns into dis-ease. Now you're using your mind against you. You're causing your body a lot of problems. You're making wrong choices. Suppressed anxiety turns into depression. Depression is caused by negative energy being suppressed. If this keeps going, depression turns into dis-ease and pain. That's what happens. So someone says they have pain, what do they have? Fear and doubt, cause anxiety, which causes depression, which causes disease. Pain. Because when we have a lot of cortisol and adrenaline, those hormones that come from the fear and the doubt, so the thought creates emotion. So a happy thought creates serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine, happy hormones. That creates less pain. So if you're thinking about fear, cortisol, and adrenaline raging through your system, those hormones cause pain. And they get stored in our body because we can't get them out. That's why I love the water, because it helps to flush them out. Meditation and all the thoughts you're thinking they're happy helps get them out of your body. So now we have the disease and now we have pain. So my gift to you, so everyone on the call here and everyone in the audience, I'm going to give you a program that most people have chose to pay for, which is $997. You're going to get all the information on your intellectual faculties, the gifts that we were given that we don't know how to use. We briefly talked about them, the 6 different things. Well, I'm going to teach you exactly how to use them. So all of you are going to get that program. I want to talk about the upcoming events that we have here. So next week on the 14th, we've got our water presentation. We're going to learn about hydrogen and what it can do for your body and how we can get a lot of this inflammation out with the hydrogen. We're also going to be talking about all the different therapies we have here because we want to get your body out of stress. This is stress. The fear and doubt causes stress, causes everything else. Would y'all agree?
Yep.
Okay, so if we have happy thoughts, we're not in stress every day, we know what we're doing in the future, we're just waiting for it to show up, we're not going to be in stress. So next week, we're going to talk about all the therapies here and how to get your body out of stress. So you can focus on your goal. So bring people to this. We're also going to have food here as well. Then the following week on the Saturday, we're going to be talking about women and their hormones. This is what I got really passionate about. I made this whole book, like, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, maybe 12 years ago. But I put a lot of thought into this. It took me 8 years to get all these problems in my body, and then I figured it out. And I mastered my hormones. Doctor said I'd never have kids. I'll have 2. And I'm very excited. And I live in a healthy body. So I'm going to give women this opportunity. I mean, if you're not a woman, it's really great too, because you can learn about females and their cycle and why we do the things we do at certain times of the month, right? It's very, very good to know these type of things, I'm telling you. And then we have a nutrition plan that is designed around your hormones. Because if you're not aware that we have 2 different phases in our cycle, if you are menstruating, if you're not, you still have a cycle, just not this specific one. But what's going to happen is there's 2 weeks, you feel amazing. You're like, oh my gosh, I have so much energy today. I feel awesome. And then you are going to release an egg, it's called ovulation. And then you get a whole different set of hormones in your system. That's the same as when you're pregnant. And so now you're like, oh man, I feel constipated. I feel like I have brain fog. Like, what's going on? I don't want to go to the gym. And so those 2 different phases go on for 2 weeks. And then you eat all this food because your body actually needs 500 calories more leading up to the day of the exciting day. That day, you need 500 calories more. And so your body gets hungry. And so then we think, oh, I'm going to eat this. And then pretty soon you're eating more stuff and you feel guilty for eating it. It's a cycle, and the guilt is not a good emotion to be in. And then you do it more because you're trying to get the happy endorphins from the other food you're eating, like carbohydrates. So we go on the cycle. And then of course it starts again, and we're on the nutrition plan again. We're doing the whole thing over and over again. And then, you can't get to the right weight. So I'm going to teach you how to release the weight, and then you're going to maintain the weight. And then you're going to release the weight and maintain the weight until you get to what you want. And now your body's balanced. That way you're not going to strip all your hormones. You're not going to get adrenal fatigue. You're not going to run these weight loss stalls because your body gets used to the same thing for too long. You're not going to feel like you're on a diet and deprived. I don't know what I'm going to do all day because I can't eat anything. That's not going to be good. We don't want to be on a diet. Okay. We don't want to do that to ourselves. So I'm going to teach you everything I learned in the book. And then this is the contest that we're doing. So starting February 1st, we're all going to do this if you're a female together for 90 days. And so you don't have to do a weight loss journey. I mean, it's transformation. It's not just weight loss. It's the whole mind and body as one. And so at the end of the 90 days, how we're judging is we're going to take your before bio, why you wanted this, 90 days after, okay, this is what I got. I'm so grateful now that I know all this information. And we're going to have the judges decide who is the winner. First place is $2,500 cash. That's a lot of money, right? I want to put something out there you guys really want. And then 2 is $1,000. So second place is $1,000. Third place is a whole year to the storefront or $500 cash, whatever you want to do with it. And then during this journey, the only thing you have to do is you have to drink the hydrogen water. That's the most important part. I mean, I believe nutrition is very important. We do have a very skilled expert in nutrition, so I was going to join us for this. But you want to make sure you drink water. 90% of your body when you're born, when the time you pass away, 50% of your body's water. Do you think it makes a difference what kind we put in it? Yes. And so our body needs that in it. So that's the number one thing. So if you're here, it's free. If you have a machine at your house, it's free. But if you're not here and you don't have the hydrogen water, you can't participate in the event. So you got to either purchase the hydrogen sports bottle with our filter, which is very inexpensive. We have the hydrogen bundle pack. We have 3 packs. We have the drinking water pack with the inhalation with drinking water, of the whole house water system. You have one of those, and then you're in. So now once you're in, we have different programs as well if you want to use all the stores. If you're not here, you won't know what I'm talking about. But for the storefront, you're going to get 90 days of water. And then the first option we have is 7 sessions within the 90 days complimentary, all the other services. So if you want to do that, that's option number 1. Option number 2 is $5.99, which includes 90 days of everything in the store. We now do yoga 8 times a week. So just getting yourself out, just doing an exercise is really great for you. It's going to help you so much in just your mindset. I did it. That creates the hormone that makes you feel good, the dopamine. I did it. I got out and I exercised. Okay, so just doing that is going to be a benefit to you. And the last option is option 3. That's where we have a nutritionist, a health coach that's going to actually guide you through the transformation. And that one's running for $14.95. So those are our different options for the event. So those of you that are just tuning in live here, all you have to do in order to get access to the event is on the website. It says upcoming events, amandabob.com, upcoming events. Click on the event you're going to go to. If it's the women event, click it. There's all the information there. You're going to fill out your little essay, and then all the next steps are after that. And then you'll be live or be in person. Okay, so we have that coming up. We're also going to have a private Facebook group as well. So we'll all stay connected in that group. So every single week I'll be on there. You know, people can come and answer any questions you have, talk about nutrition, talk about mindset, whatever it is that you want. We'll have it for you. And then the last of the month is going to be another water presentation. And then after that, we've got a world-renowned author coming. This is Bob Centenary. He's from California. He is a medical scientist, a molecular scientist. So he actually used to work with pharmaceutical drugs, developing them, doing research on them, putting them out there. And his friend came to him one day and said, "Hey, Bob, I want you to do some testing on hydrogen." He's like, "Okay." So he did a study. He's like, "Whoa, this is incredible." So he's in 8 studies now himself, like figuring it out. And he's just so passionate about it. He's like, "I can't believe something's out there that's that good and nobody knows about it." So that's one of my goals, is the hydrogen is so powerful. 2,000 studies behind it. But your doctor doesn't really know about it yet. So once we have awareness and what this little molecule can do, all this toxins and things that are creating stress in our environment we can eliminate. So on the 4th, which is a Saturday, he's coming, 10 a.m. We'll talk about the science, the practical applications of hydrogen. In the afternoon, we're going to get more into the affiliate training. We're going to be talking about our products and how to go out there and market and brand them. And then on Sunday, if you are an affiliate, Bob's going to be here. We're going to do some videos, some branding opportunities. You'll get to talk to him. We'll do some masterminding. So this will be a really great event for all of you. So that's what we have going on for the month. And I think that might end our event here. Oh, here's becoming an affiliate. So I just want to talk a second about our affiliate program. So in order to be an affiliate, you get to come in with a bundle pack. If you just want to be a referral, let's say your mom needs a water device. If you don't have a water device and you're not going to really help her too much, call us up, whatever, call Callie if Callie's your gal. Say, "Hey, Callie, my mom wants to buy a water machine." There's a 5% referral that will go out to you. So you can do that. You don't have to purchase anything and you get 5%. If you want to become an affiliate, we have a whole training system for you, because we really want you to be equipped with the knowledge so that you have your own business. So you can do anything you want. We'll ship the product, do all the back end stuff. You just go help people. With that, you get 20%. So you're getting 20%. So if someone's purchasing a product which is $4,000, you're going to get 20% of that. So that's $700, $800. So on the big bundle pack, it's about $1,400. So I mean, that's a really good paycheck, isn't it? Most people make what every single month? 3,000 to 5,000 in a job. Yeah, and so it's just how many people do you want to talk to? How much money do you want to make? So with our affiliate pack, this bundle pack here, you purchase the drinking water, the inhalation or the whole house system, and then you also get the affiliate pack. So this pack here has brochures branded for you. It has our whole CRM training. We now have a virtual assistant that makes all your landing pages for you, that sets up your booking appointments, that's going to get there and help you one-on-one. And so we have all these tools for you so you can be successful. So we set you up for success. Then we have trainings twice a week on Zooms. We really want to help you guys be successful. Because, I mean, the job's going to pay what job's worth. It really is. And there's only so much time in the day. So if you really have a big goal, you want to help a lot of people and you want to do some great things, being tied to a job probably is not going to serve you. So we have to look for other opportunities. And this is such a great opportunity. I've spent 12, 13 years now in the water profession. We've got a lot of skills and a lot of training. We're building teams all over the world. And so right now we have a gentleman from Canada coming down. He's built teams, 13 teams all over the world, big teams. He's transitioned into this company, so he's gonna be doing a lot of the trainings as well. Really grateful for him. So we got a lot of great plans. And we want to see you all come with us and help everybody, you know, because they don't know. So I really believe in the mindset. That's why we developed the center like this. We can be in one center and we can have this same information going through all the centers. And we will have 100 centers here before too long. Cool. All right, is there any questions that you have? Okay, so there will be a recording of this. We'll probably send it on an email or you might see it on YouTube. If you're just seeing this for the first time, you're like, oh no, I missed the first event. It's okay, you can just watch this event and then plug into the rest of the events and we'll have a whole database of all the events. You can also come in February as well, the 1st of February. So I'm excited, can't wait for the future to see all of you succeed and have no limits. And now that you know the information, there's still a lot more that is in there, but I just brief overview of the information. And, yeah, there's food in the back, so we can all go there. If you're new to the center, I can walk you around and show you the store and what we have here, and we'll go from there.
Thank you.
Is there any questions online there?
No questions. Let me check the chat real quick. Nope.
All right then. Okay, well, we'll see all of you very, very soon.
Thank
Enjoy the rest of your
you.
day.
Oops.